Welcome back to Wook Plus. I am joined today by T and Tomo and Lo from God Street Wine. How we doing, everyone?
Good morning.
Good.
Very well.
Bright and early for all of us. Well, maybe not for you, Tomo.
It's 4:05 in the afternoon here, but that's okay. I was, up for my nap.
Right. Right. I got to see one of your shows on our volume earlier this year. I got to come to a show. I got in for the sound check, saw you guys for a second. I wish I could have hung out more, but obviously you guys were
at the Atlantis?
Yes, at the Atlantis. Yes,
DC,
you
right.
were not feeling well, Lo. You said I got a cold. Don't hug me, and I hugged you anyway.
Did you get a cold?
No, I did not. I drank enough alcohol that night that nothing was going to survive.
My voice was so rough that whole week. It was like Tom can attest.
Right.
It was painful.
Right. You guys sounded so fantastic, though. It was almost like you didn't miss a beat. You picked up where you left off 20 some years ago, and it was, just amazing. Now you added 5 more shows. It's like 10 shows this year you guys are at now?
Crazy. Yes, it is. If you're
awesome.
Tallying them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that we picked up where we left off. That's amazing if it were true in itself. But I even think that we're better in a lot of ways. We're certainly more mature and more whether with age we slow down and we have the ability to play less or forced to play less or something. I know if I listen to recordings from 20 years ago and everything's flying past and it's it's impressive in certain ways in a sort of very speedy way, and obviously
right.
there's great stuff in there, of course, but I think where we're at now is so much more enjoyable in that, kind of the notes mean more, and we don't have to play all of them, it's and that's
the spaces
nice.
in between the spaces, right?
Yeah,
I have to play all of them.
You have to
Every single one.
He's still got the chops.
Right.
I was saying a lot.
About this.
Yeah, we were on the phone yesterday, and I was saying I gotta, looking at the calendar is 6 weeks, and I need to get practicing. Not because I don't remember the songs for September, but just for the stamina to kind of do 2.5 hour shows. It's just not the normal thing that I'm doing, and so I need to be able to keep up and not need my nap.
Right. Well, part of the reason I say picked up where you left off is you guys just sound so good. You sound so comfortable, like you had been playing, 80 shows over the past year is what I meant. That it's just you guys are so comfortable together. I saw that
right where it kind of left off. But to your point, Tom, there's a maturity to it. Like there's a little bit elevated now to sort of that, which is also, I think, what Kev's implying, that it just sounds so. It's not like you took a step back by taking the time off or like not playing and stuff. Like it's like you guys actually picked up where you left off while taking a step forward because of the age and the maturity. Now it just sounds it's awesome to hear. Like listening to it, you're like, man, it takes me right back too. And you're like, it's like the band I loved in the 90s, and it sounds just like them. It's so awesome. And then you look at it and you're like, but we're all like so much older now, looking around, like looking in the mirror at myself, and you're like, oh, but it still sounds the same, and it's still so awesome to hear. So it's great.
It's very kind of you to say.
Who are all these old people? Who are all these old people in the audience?
I think it's probably true for both us and the audience that, obviously one thing that happens as we all get older is we also really appreciate our time, and we have more of a sense of like how special this can be. And I think when we're back in our 20s, 30s, doing 150, 200 shows a year, getting on that bus or van with each other, it was pretty easy to just like say, oh God, we're doing this again.
Right.
You know, we're only doing
we
five, 10 shows a year. We're really happy about it. So hopefully that comes through.
Yeah, and I think
We were
also
talking
in
just-
that, not only are your fans like us older, but this gives you a chance to kind of reach out to new fans, right? Like you're kind of coming back, so all like those of us with kids or whatever at this age or whatever can bring them and associate with it, and then also just a younger, you know, with Goose and like other bands that have come up lately, they get to be like, oh, this band's around now too. Like I get to go see them, so it's like you get to connect. I think kind of like we talk about a lot with Dead & Co. and how that's been able to extend into a new generation of fans. I feel like like you guys are like anybody that comes back or is continue on playing, you get to see that resurgence and like a new group of fans kind of come in, and that has to be really cool to see. Like it's not just the old people anymore. There's like some new or younger people in there too that are enjoying you guys for the first time, which is amazing all these years later to get that. So that's awesome.
Very true. Yeah, I mean, I think we've certainly seen our fans with their kids there, which is gas. But meeting people, I probably every night, there'd be people there that hadn't seen the band before. But I certainly remember in Philadelphia last time we were there, a bunch of people out at the merchandise table, guys who looked like they'd been seeing us for years, but hadn't, and they were young, younger, probably in their early 20s, and were raving and, thinking, why hadn't we been doing this longer? And well, because you were younger.
All right.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, more of them. Come on.
Yeah.
I also talk to people at the shows who are like, they might not be young, but they're still seeing us for the first time. They'll be more like, I used to see Fish a lot, and I heard about you guys' name, but I never got to see you. And I'm like, well, this is great that you're finally seeing us now.
Right. You're like, welcome to the club. Finally. Like, come on in. Love it.
You guys, have you seen this book? I guess some of you may have talked to Michael Ayers about his book, Sharing in the Groove.
Yeah,
we got to talk to him the other day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And I just texted with Mike yesterday about his release party, which Dan managed to attend, and Scott, our former manager, Bullethead, managed to attend. And Mike interviewed me and Scott a lot, and I think maybe did he talk to you?
Yeah, Tom, you're in it. Yeah, you're definitely. Yeah, I read a bunch.
I think he talked to Aaron too. He might have got all of you.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, from what I was reading in the book, I remember seeing, because it's funny because it's written just as quotes, kind of like transcribed out sort of, but the quotes tell the story. So as you read each section of quotes, it kind of puts it together, and then you get done and you're like, oh wow. So it's fascinating reading it, but like I kept seeing. The really fun thing is you keep seeing people. You're like, oh my God, Tom Marshall. And then you're like, oh wait, Tomo. And then you're like, oh wait, there's Lowe. And you're like, I know. It's so cool to like see everyone's name in it and then read what you guys said. And then so you start reading and you're like, this is fascinating. I didn't realize these guys play with these guys, or these guys knew these guys, or these guys all kind of like the bass player from Blues Traveler was in like 4 different bands with guys in high school, and they all knew each other. It was fascinating. It's a really cool read. Oh,
great! I'm looking forward to getting a copy when I'm over in September.
Yeah, and you guys are great. It's so, like I said, it's so cool to like read your quotes and see you guys in there and be like, oh my gosh, this is so like awesome. Like, so yeah, good job with the interviews that you guys put in there. It's really a good book. I recommend checking it out. And he's a great guy. We had a great interview with him, and he loves Kev. He's like, we got to do this again. And Kev's already set up another interview with him over Halloween. So yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
He asked me. He went and headhunted me and asked me if I'd run a question and answer for a book thing before Billy Strings in Baltimore. And I was like, of course. What do you mean? Of course I'm going to do that.
Cool.
I love it. All right, you had when you made the announcement, we'll go through the dates in a minute here. You have a song that came out, Let It Melt. Now, is this a newly written song, or is it more like the last full album you put out that was a lot of older material and less newer stuff?
No, it's a new song, and I think we're planning on debuting it live, in September, right, Tom?
So, yep.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, no, this is one that kind of came together over a long period of time and a lot of texts back and forth in the group chat. And it started off as just like a minute and a half kind of groove. And then there were a few words, and then there were more words. And then it, just turned into this 6-minute kind of talking headsy, funky workout.
Nice. Love that. I love hearing the evolution of it.
So it was all recorded remotely?
Yeah, all recorded remotely over several iterations,
Wow.
I would say.
So I was going to ask, because I don't recall, did it start before or after the recording for Maniloking? That was prior.
Before.
It was before. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been
So
kicking around.
Maniloking, for the album with Maniloking and other songs, we decided that it would all be old songs from back in the day that had never been recorded, and save the new material for later.
All right. You guys are ballsy. You named a song after yourselves. Did the song God's Street Wine come first, or the band name? Which came first?
Well, the song is just God's Street, not No Wine.
No wine.
Yeah.
There's no wine on that street there.
Yeah, no, I think I wrote that maybe year 2 of the band.
Okay.
And I think I was just like thinking, like, what is this crazy band name we have? What does it mean? Maybe I need to explore it in a song.
It was definitely early. It was definitely in the.
I love that
post fairly recent, finish of music school and like it's that very early kind of scripted God Street Wine sound.
Yeah, and also I know 2,000 chords I can put in there.
They're all the notes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, we talked about that, Lo, how over time you've decided sometimes 2 chords is all you need.
Sometimes, but actually more recently, I'm finding myself going back to I know a shit ton of chords kind of vibe sometimes. A little bit.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. You got, I think you played everything off that album over the 5 shows earlier this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of them would be, would most of them be kind of about half and half would be regular tunes?
No, there was a new tune on the album. Aaron's tune, 1 and 1.
Yeah, Aaron's song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was a tune that Aaron had written a couple of years before, and we just had that. We just kind of had that floating around, and it was like, it's a really nice kind of ballad, and it just seemed like we had to get that.
It's a real
out
pretty
there.
picking there. Real pretty picking from y'all. I saw that you posted something on Facebook, either on your page, Lo, or on the God Street page, that you were like, what songs do you want to hear? And you're actually going to get some feedback from the fans. Is this what's going on?
I mean, I've done that every time we have a run of shows coming up the last couple of years. I do that, and I ask people for their requests, and also even what show they want to hear, and then just to sort of peek at the process behind the curtain, I have a spreadsheet.
This is the way.
Yes, I look at all those requests and I enter them in a spreadsheet, and we try to get people's requests done unless they're completely insane.
Do you match?
You get ones that year after year or run after run repeat the same song. They're still gunning for these songs that we're probably clearly never going to play, even perhaps. Right. And they keep trying. They're hoping. So maybe, who knows? Maybe one day some of them will pop
That's
out.
awesome. Do you match like the song with the city that they, or the venue kind of that they say they want it played in on the spreadsheet? So you're kind of laying it out that way?
Yeah, I try to.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
it doesn't always work out.
Right.
You know, we also try to, like, if we're playing 5 nights, we're not going to not repeat any songs.
Right.
We're going to keep repeats to, you know, maybe a dozen of the most requested songs. Those might repeat, but mostly we're going to try to work through a lot of different songs.
Yeah, of course. But if there's one that
you pick,
sort of, you know, people want to hear more of or whatever on the list.
I think we got Peanut Butter Jar twice over the 5 shows earlier this year, which so many words. How do you do that, Lo? God.
I don't think Peanut Butter Jar has that many words. I mean, it's
just rapid fire, isn't it? It's the speed at which
yeah.
deliver the peanut butter jar words.
I don't know. Those words just they're in my head.
Roll off the tongue, maybe.
That's probably the one song that my daughter knows fully. Like that for some reason that just struck a chord, and she'll if Peanut Butter Jar comes up, she's just like peanut butter.
That's funny. It's my kids too. Actually, when they were little, it was really my only song that they kind of showed signs of enjoying.
That's great. Because we did that recording of the kids. Remember all the kids doing "Get on the Train"? Was it like a charity record or something? I forget what it was, but for some reason we had all our kids sing "Get on the Train" from our remote locations and did a video of it as well.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
I mean, that's going back. Was that in the first couple of years of Reuniting? Probably. Reuniting.
Yeah, I think I remember John being the one who put that together.
Yeah, exactly. Reuniting it's interesting because we've now been together as a band in our reunion phase, for longer than we were before in our band, in our actual, we're a band phase.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
I love it. That's great. That's good to hear though. Glad that's happened. Like that's awesome. Like good. Good for us.
Have any of the requests that have been made of you been something like, wow, we forgot about that, we really do need to play that?
I mean, I think once in a while someone will request something that's so obscure and I'll be like, oh yeah, that song exists.
Rediscovering some of those songs. There was one from, was it last time or maybe it was the time before, but Guns and Sharp Swords Low that when I went back and listened to that and then I found a version of it. You had a version on a solo record.
Yes.
I think there was a version, the only live version I could find was when we did our 2 weeks in Paris back in the whenever that was. It's a blur, but and kind of different feels, but the same song. And I was like, this is such a great song, and we got to absolutely play this.
Yeah, I recorded that on the Dr. Lowe Claiborne Avenue album, and with a beautiful string arrangement by our friend Dave Agar. And when someone requested it, I was like, God Street Wine has never played that live. I was quite certain about that. But then sure enough, they found that we played it live in Paris.
You gotta love it when the fans know more than you know. Like I love you gotta love that when they're like, no.
Frequently the case.
Frequently the case for sure. Yeah.
Typically, always, right? Like it always seems like that.
It's very cool to find songs like that, or songs that you've kind of forgotten about, that come back.
There was back in like 5 years ago, we released that album called This Fine Town, and it has a track on it called Circle, and that was a track that I literally had forgotten ever writing. It was like I heard it. Thank you. Yeah, there it is. Someone played it for me live, the live on archive.org, and I was like, oh my God, this is a pretty cool song actually, and yeah, I just totally forgot.
Yeah, give yourself a little pat on the back there. Nice job.
You're like, who sung that? Who did that? That sounds familiar. Oh, we did. Right.
Was that you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. So you got Garcias. We've known about Garcias. This is a new venue that opened in Chicago. I guess it's part of the Pete Shapiro circle of venues. And right away, they released, I guess, the whole year's schedule thing that jumped out. Boom, 2 shows from you guys. A few months later, you guys.
He added the 3 more shows.
Right. Yeah. She added the 3 more shows there after the Garcias was announced. Do you know off the top of your head what they were?
Connecticut, New York City, and Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Yeah. Park City Music Hall in Bridgeport, Connecticut
Why isn't it in Park City, Utah?
I was just going to say, you're playing Utah? And then he's like, no.
I stumbled over that because it's Park City, Connecticut, Park City, Connecticut, and then the Cutting Room in New York City, and then Wonder Bar in New Jersey. Yeah, so we've been to 2 of those before. Don't know Park City yet, but we've heard good things, really good things about it.
Have heard good things.
Yeah,
that's cool. Nice.
Yeah. And Garcia's
is cool. A lot of
is you know Park City, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool venue.
The Garcias is supposed to be really, really purposely built for what we do and other bands like us do. That it's got the seating area, it's got 2 different dancing areas, general admission areas. Apparently, food is great, the sound is great, everything. Apparently, it's just ready made for a good.
I am so psyched for the Chicago to be back in Chicago. It's been a while. Staying in a hotel walking distance to the venue for a couple days. I love that.
Yep.
I might go to the Art Institute. Might see a game at Wrigley. It's going to be great to be back.
That's awesome. That'll be fun.
Are the Mets in town?
I don't think it's the Mets. I think the Cubbies are playing the Devil Rays when we're there, but. I always enjoy a ball game, even if my favorite team's not in it.
And that park and whole Wrigleyville, it's such a fun day going down there and
absolutely
hanging out and doing the whole thing. And it's such a great city to be able to go there for a few days and kind of like see the city and do it all and then play your music. That's going to be a great run.
At least when it's not cold.
Right. Yeah. Not in the middle of January or February.
January in Chicago, not for me really, but
that's tough. I've always thought Chicago would be like if New York hadn't been our place, Chicago would have been a pretty amazing place to do our thing.
Totally.
It's a lot of toddling.
A lot of toddling goes on there. Yep, a lot of toddling.
Did you see Paige from Fish got to throw out the first pitch in a Mets game?
I did see that on my social media, and I was very envious, but happy.
He did good. He did good.
He got it there. It was close.
No bounce. He didn't bounce. Yeah. Like when people do this, and he goes 5 feet.
Yeah,
right. You've seen worse. You've definitely seen worse. So it was good.
Catch me even framed it for him.
If they invite me to do it, I'm gonna throw a strike.
There you go. I was gonna say you got to practice because there's something about people just like going like full blank mode when they go up there and just forget how to throw sometimes. I guess it must be a lot more intimidating or harder than you think because it's amazing how.
I'd say the pressure once you're standing down there and realize where you are, like with anything. I mean, if you let your head get into it, that could be overwhelming to say the least.
Right.
No. I'm throwing a
strike. No, you'll be fine.
No, right down the middle.
Reminds me of when God Street Wine at some point in the 90s. God Street Wine was invited by a camp, like a summer camp, up in upstate New York to because the counselors there were God Street Wine fans, and they turned their kids on. They were counseling.
The whole camp was
God Street Wine. This camp called Scatico, in Scatico, New York, perhaps. And so they invited us up on a Saturday to come play a game of softball and hang out and meet the kids and all that. We weren't playing music, but we're just going up to hang out. And so we had this softball game, and I think I was playing catcher or something, and there was perhaps a throw to second base or a throw somewhere from home plate that I had to kind of really loft. And I had a chronically dislocating right shoulder back then, which thankfully is, touch wood, is no longer the case. And I picked up the ball and I went to heave it as hard as I could, and my shoulder went right out, and the ball did exactly that, shot right to the ground. The game stopped. I was and the kids were kind of like, "What's happened to this guy?" Because it's quite a distressing looking thing when somebody's arm pops out and they're kind of screaming and jumping around. And it went back in, and we carried on. That was what I think of when trying to get a ball from the pitcher's mouth.
That's so ridiculous. At least it wasn't a legit injury though, and it wasn't just you like flopping and throwing the ball straight down. You had a reason for doing it, but
that's what I told him anyway. Yeah,
right. Probably traumatized all those kids too. They're like, "Oh my god, no!" They're like,
"I'm going to be an orthopedic surgeon."
Did you guys change your name?
That is the danger. I remember times when your shoulder came out on stage mid-song and you kept playing. And this guy finished the song and you could see him playing drums with one hand, trying to get his shoulder back in.
It got really bad. As long as we're continuing this thread, we were spring cleaning the band house, and we all lived together in Osander, New York. And for this event, which probably only happened once the entire time we lived there, the big cleaning anyway, I dressed up, and I think in like a sarong, and I had some ridiculous, absurd getup, like a skirt or something on and no shirt. And I was reaching up in our greenhouse. There was like an indoor greenhouse to reach this spot, and my shoulder popped out. And I couldn't get it back in. And I was driven to the emergency room in my skirt and no shirt with my shoulder popped out into the emergency room. And that's where I think John or whomever drove me. That's how I arrived. Yeah. So lots of good times with that shoulder thing.
The doctor was like, it's a musician, whatever.
It would have been better if your roadie had have run out while you were playing and popped your shoulder in for you, so you didn't have to.
Last mention of the shoulder. When I first moved to Ireland, I was golfing over there once, and the guy I was playing with, whom I didn't know, was an American tourist, and my ball had gone out of bounds. I got my ball and hopped back over this fence, and as I hopped, I lost my footing, steadied myself by shooting out my arm, and it popped out. The guy, as soon as he saw what had happened, said, "Hold on, relax. Just let me take care of this." And he did this magical thing where he pulled it back behind my shoulder and very gently soothed it right back in. It was absolutely pleasurable what he did. It was so good. He was an orthopedic surgeon on holiday, and I just happened to be paired with him, so it was very lucky that time.
Did you take notes though how to do that forever? Were you like,
absolutely remembered it, and I could do it after that. I'm hesitant to even say the last time it popped out. I remember when it was, but it was decades ago. So we'll just
good.
You've had some work done there, right?
I didn't. The decision to not do work was because they couldn't guarantee that it was A, going to be successful, and B, that it wouldn't limit my mobility in the future. So I was like, So basically I was super, super careful with it from then on. I was in a crowd. I was always minding nobody bumping into me, keeping it tight, never doing cartwheels again, never doing stupid shit that got me into trouble all these years before.
Cartwheels,
right.
Cartwheels in the dressing room in Providence, Rhode Island popped it out once. I remember that, like before a show. It was like, what are you doing? You can't do cartwheels. You have no support there. Anyway,
cartwheel days are over, young man.
They're done. They're done.
There comes a time. I really think that there's this other band that should shelve the trampoline before their guitar player falls off and cracks his head open or something,
breaks his hip or something. Yeah,
there
comes a time when the age kind of sets in. It's impressive though that it doesn't pop out as you now. Like it's right. Actually thick. Like it's one of those things that you feel like it gets worse as you get older, but it's good. It's gotten better as you.
I feel like it's gotten better. I mean, it could be just scar tissue and all that and holding it together, but right. Definitely super careful with it and don't do anything.
For anyone out there who likes to go see shows and watch the drummer, you'll see a lot of drummers who have their cymbals way up high.
Yeah.
Right. That is not Tom. You'll see
No.
Tom's symbols are
Hello.
no,
Can't put it up there.
which is nice for Tom's shoulder, but also nice because you can really see him.
You can see him. That's
Usually.
right.
Please.
And Tom, no throwing drumsticks with that arm out in the crowd. You got to just use the other arm from now on because you don't want that accident to happen. He's like, oh.
No throwing drumsticks. Throwing drumsticks is a tricky thing anyway. I hit a few people, and I remember one guy at Stone Pony in Asbury Park took a stick to the face and came and showed me afterwards his cut above his eye. He was quite happy, but I was just more
proud of it.
He's like, I got a war.
You're like Wall
Thanks,
Street.
Tom.
Yeah, and sticks are expensive,
Yes.
Right.
I had a guy in front of me once duck when Russell Batiste threw the drumstick, and I caught it. And then the guy turned around and he said he was throwing it to me. I was like, "You ducked! I caught it.
You should have caught it then." Right.
Sorry, you were scared."
Right.
All right, where am I gonna? How are tickets going? Where am I gonna buy tickets if I want to get tickets ahead of time? Which is the thing to do, people. Buy ahead of time.
Yeah, there's a link.
There's a link. I think it's God Street Wine / Linktree with
No. It's linktr.ee/God Street Wine.
It'll be in the description.
We'll put it down. Yeah, we'll put it below. You can click the link below and you can get
edit
tickets.
that out.
There you go.
Yeah, there are tickets still available
Right.
for.
Are we moving?
All of the shows, there are still tickets. Some in more in some places than others. But yeah, you can still get tickets now.
Buy them.
I believe
I
the venue in New York is one of the ones that's in the Volume Network, because I think that's the one I saw the show from last time. So hopefully they will be streaming the show again.
Yeah.
So fantastic. I wish maybe Garcia will be on Nugs, because Pete and Brad get along, I think.
Right.
I think there's a good chance of that.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
I think also
we get you a volume.
sometimes they don't like to stream until when there's still tickets available. Like if the show sells out, some venues will then say, okay, we'll stream it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Interesting. Makes sense. Kind of like a home game. If the home game sells out, then they show it on the local station. Used to. They don't do that anymore. You have to have cable now to watch a baseball game anymore.
Yeah. Well, I use the MLB app, but that's a whole nother story.
Right. Yeah.
I don't need to get into that right now.
Exactly.
Oh man. I'm sad. The Orioles are horrible this year, but we'll just leave it with that. Anything you guys want to throw out before we wrap up?
I mean, I guess I want to make a teensy little cryptic mention of a really exciting project that we're working on together that we can't say anything about.
Okay.
But
We'll be your first call when you can, though, right?
Absolutely. No, when the time is right, we'll be dying to tell the story of this.
Awesome.
Here's a story too.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the tease. Okay. Very good. Can't talk about it, but here's a little
strong ending. Strong ending for it.
Yes. Always leave them wanting more. And I swear.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Just want to say thank you to you guys for having us on, and we really appreciate that, and also just thanks in general to all the people who keep seeing us, following us, coming out to shows. It's really, really amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
it's very appreciated.
Thank you guys for keep going and coming back and doing the reunion for as long as you have. Keep it going. Like, we appreciate it. It's awesome. And thank you for, putting out new music and playing the old hits and everything. It's awesome that you guys are still going. So it's fantastic. And I'd just like to complain and say, get your asses west at some point. Like, actually drive west. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, Chicago's a start.
Yeah, I know. It's starting. You're slowly doing it. I know. So
where are you? Are you in San Francisco? Or are you?
I'm in LA.
You're in LA.
Yeah. But I'll travel. I'll come to Colorado. I can't get to Chicago, unfortunately, but like even New Orleans, like at some point, I know we want to come down and hang out with Lo. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys spread out a little bit and at some point make it west.
Anytime you're in New Orleans,
I know. Trust me.
Come over to my place.
We're doing it at some point. I'll be there. I'll be knocking on your door.
It's a shame that we can't just, hey, we know we have good people in this area. Let's go do a show there. I mean, the logistics and the cost to do this thing, even on a small scale, is tricky. And it's we'd love to make our way back out to the West Coast for sure. And Colorado and Utah and places we've been before, that we used to play and used to have great times in. So hopefully some way we can figure it out at some point.
For now, I'm just appreciative that you guys are still going and keep doing it because it's awesome. And hopefully I can get back east and see you eventually as well. So awesome. Safe. Thanks, guys. That's awesome.
Thank you, guys, for sure.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.